Hey everyone, welcome to my mobility YouTube channel. Today we're going to present to you the latest E-TWOW, the E-TWOW Booster GT.
For those who don't know the E-TWOW, E-TWOW is the lightest machine we have, the best machine for to drive in the city. It's very light, you can fold it very easily, and it has enough power to go up most of the slopes.
For the one who don't know the E-TWOW family, there is 4 different models. I'm going to give you the specification according to our tests. On the smallest version, the Booster Plus, which is the 33 volt 6 amperes battery, you can get a range on real use of 12 to 15 kilometers. Then the one just above, the S Plus Comfort, you will get a range of 20 kilometers. The one again above is the V Comfort for 25 kilometers, and that's that model indeed. And then the latest one, the GT, so we come with a new battery of 48 volt 10.5 amperes. And if you don't speed limit it at 25 km per hour, we made the test drive on a private road. On my way it's 95 kilo, full speed I get 34 km per hour GPS speed, and I do a range of about 20-22 kilometers. Though if I speed limit it at 25 kilometers, I can get up to almost real 32-33 kilometers.
The E-TWOW GT doesn't only have a bigger battery, it's also got a longer deck, so you have more place to put your feet.
Yeah, the deck is indeed longer by 7 centimeters compared to the previous generation.
The engine, so all the other E-TWOWs have the 500 watt engine in the front wheel. That's also one of the biggest changes with the GT. So now you have the 700 watt engine also in the front wheel with the engine brake.
And like also the previous model, the V, the S, you still have the electric brake on the front wheel, which is very gentle. I mean, it's not something you're going to push on your brake and you're going to flip over. It's very gentle, coupled with your foot brake.
Also, the folding mechanism has a little bit improved, so now it's even more easier to fold it.
Yeah, before actually it was a stronger mechanism, and now you can, yeah, that was the previous model, and now you can simply do it with your hands if you want, or with your foot also. But before you had to bring the stem forward. Now it's just by pushing down on the pedal, it's coming down. It has never been a real problem, but it was quite tricky for beginners or when you just get your step to fold it. Then all the rest remain the same. So you can collapse your handlebar, same as the previous version, and then the hook come into the rear mudguard.
That's also one of the biggest advantages of the E-TWOW step. It's just the ease of folding it in, folding it out, taking it up, taking it with you on the train, on the bus, on the tram.
Something we forgot to say about the weight. Despite the bigger battery and the bigger motor, the weight is only 1 kilo extra. So from 10.9 kilo, we jumped over 11.9 kilo, which is still easy to carry. I mean, 1 kilo is not a big difference. To realize the size, I would like to show you next to each other. The longer deck, from what I realized, I don't know what you think about it, gives a sensation like a bit more like a snowboarding. I don't know why. Also on the cobblestone, I feel it a bit more comfortable. So the suspension remains the same. You have the same type in the rear and the same type in the front, but maybe because of the longer deck, it has more flexibility.
Also, not only folding in is very easy, but also folding out. Goes in a few clicks and you can start to drive.
On the new GT, ETWOW has removed the different P mode. So the P1 is remaining. The P1 is a kick scooter mode. The kick scooter mode is like you have to kick first and then the step will start. So that's still remaining, or start from zero for kick scooter. And the P2, which was the cruise control, has been removed by ETWOW for any reason.
It's not a very big loss, since for me it was one of the functions I didn't really like on the previous ETWOWs.
Yeah, actually, cruise control, there is always some pros and cons. When you drive within the city, the cruise control is not really necessary when you do like red light, zebras. You always have like to stop every 100 meters. The big advantage of cruise control was for people who were driving like on a long distance on a nice road. Yeah, but
that's not really the main terrain for the ETWOW.
Exactly.
One little thing that's also important for the ETWOW, so every ETWOW also has the regenerative braking system. So every time you go off a slope, it's regenerate a little bit of the energy to charge the battery up again. Do not expect too much of it, but it always helps.
Like his little sister, the ETWOW GT has a front and a rear light and a night light sensor, so which is located right on the top of the screen. Lights are good enough to be seen. I mean, even pretty good to be seen in the front. They are in the higher position, so other people in front of you can see you very good. Rear lights, and coupled with the stop lights when you press the electric brake trigger.
We really advise, if you drive it in winter times, to wear some lights or reflectors on your back or on your helmet, just to improve your visibility. Okay, let's have a closer look to the machine and all its specifications. Here we have the front suspension. So it doesn't only has got a front suspension, but only a rear suspension, and that's exactly the point where the ETWOW makes its differences by other city steps. So okay, it had got full tires, but the rear suspension and the front suspension really make everything good. It makes every drive very comfortable and nice. Here we also have the new charging cover. So not only the charging cover is new, but also the adapter is ventilated now. The charging cover has got a better protection for the port. The only thing is maybe a little bit strange is why the cover goes you need to close it like this, and the folding mechanism is not at the top. That's the only strange thing. For me it's a must to have the carry handle. It's so easy to pick up the machine. Also, if someone else wants to pick it up, he always takes it at the right place where you need to take it. So we still see here the rear wheel. So to fold it, you always need to flip this down. It's a mud board. But you can also use it as a brake, a mechanical brake. So here we have the longer deck. So this is the new deck cover. It's very smooth, it has a nice touch, and it's very easy to clean. So you will see on the V Plus we're driving, it's very rough and it's very dirty after a few kilometers. In the front wheel we have the engine, so the 700 watt engine that gives all the power to the machine.
So I think now we're going to show you the difference of acceleration between the V and the GT. Something to note, Karel is about 75 kilo. I am 95 kilo with all my stuff on. So 20 kilo difference is quite a lot. So Karel will be driving the V version, I will be driving the GT. So you can see the difference between the two models. First of all, we will try on a flat surface and then into a slope. Let's go!
We already told you that one of the biggest differences between the V Plus and the GT is the going up the slopes, and that's exactly what we're going to show now.
So right before Karel was driving the V, I was driving on the GT. Like I told you before, we are 20 kilo difference. I am going to ride on the V and Karel is going to ride on the GT. The difference will be even more noticeable.
All the stars around you, just to